I've been interested in things mechanical for years, and my father knew that, and at a fairly early age he started to encourage me to do it. I like to take things apart, which most kids do, but I was a little different in that I also enjoyed putting them back together. And one day he found in a farmer's field a car engine buried in the mud. And so he made an offer to the farmer, and he bought the engine for $5. And he brought the engine home and dumped it on the garage floor and said, "It's yours, fix it." Well, he knew that I probably would want to do that, and I did. I accepted the challenge, and because of my nature of wanting to put it back together again, I had to find out what it was first. So I spent a lot of time figuring out what was absolutely correct, and that's grown into something like this, where people are wanting to spread that word. What was a car like in 1950 or 1940 or 1922, which is my oldest car. The thing I liked about Cadillacs was all the goodies. I loved to push buttons and make things happen. And what I used to do in the days, Father used to take me to the junkyards on Saturday, and with my little toolbox, and they'd let me wander around in those days before the lawyers got hold of the profession. And I'd take what I wanted. I'd take it home and install it on one of the family cars. So that's how I wanted the best and fanciest gadgets were on the Cadillacs. And then because the Corvette was a close cousin to the Cadillac in the GM family, ultimately my boys said, probably Andy and I know it was his brother for sure, said, "Why are you wasting all this time on these cars that rust away? Why don't you get something that doesn't rust away?" I said, "What car doesn't rust?" And they said, "Well, you ought to try a Corvette." I'm not a speed guy. I don't buy the cars for the speed. I buy the cars because I like to restore them, and got to doing it. I look for preferably benchmark type cars, cars that have a unique body, like the Eldorado does, like the Corvette does. But value is not the reason that I buy them. I buy them because they turn me on and I like them. The fact that people want to come in and flip a car. I mean, the people are out here today. We've got these cars spread out. People are out here today saying, "Are you planning to sell these?" And we have a story, which is a true story. Some guy came one time. Richard had the car at a show. I wasn't there, and he came. He said, "I gotta have this car." It was a black car specifically, and Richard said, "It's not for sale." And he says, "Come on," he said, "everything's for sale for the right price." And while I generally agree with that, I said, if you spend as much time working on it as I have, like 11 years, I said, there's no way I'm going to sell that car to anybody. He said, "Even for $1 million?" And I said, "Try me." And so he wrote a check with my name on it and signed it. And I said, "Sorry, it's not for sale." "Well, what part of no don't you understand?" I had a guy from Japan call me, and he had $30,000 invested in something. I guess it was a Cadillac. And I said, "That car's never going to be worth $30,000. And you've already got $30,000, and it's going to cost you another $50,000 to restore it. So you're already underwater. You own the car, and you can do with it whatever you want. You can decide it's never going to be driven. That's okay. It's your money, but make sure you know what you're getting into." I guess it's helping others. I recognize that I am blessed to be where I am. I grew up on the right side of the tracks, and that's the way it is. And I realize that isn't my fault. It's an accident of birth. And if I can share that with others, I'll do so. The other thing is I have become more firm in my Christian faith and the idea of helping somebody else who's less fortunate than I am. We've been married 63 years this past week, and she didn't like it then. She figured he'll learn. He still plays with cars. and I still love it.